be overly crazy. I don't want to be. I don't want the box to be too profound. You know, a profound box killed the cat. I think that's the classic saying. A profound box killed the cat. But chapter 32 released. When I think it released last night. It does. I can't see it. Do you have to see the border? Do you have to see the border? That's my question to you. Does the border make any difference? Because technically the border of the camera is the border. Right? Alright. Story time. Oh, we start off with a cinematic straight away. That's gonna be a new boss, isn't it? A weird goat thing. Maybe not. Maybe Kevin just killed the last one of the horses. And then we don't... Oh, and he stabbed it. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a boss. Died a bit too easily. Alright, Kevin. Oh. Okay. Seely's in the story. I can't really remember what happened last time we were here. That's one thing I will say. I can't really remember what we were doing last time. Like, in terms of the actual main story, I can't really remember. But... Reading mode, eh? Reading mode. Seely. Was it a dream? No, it wasn't. You know what actually happened? It wasn't a dream. That was actually... Seely has now awakened a new power of future sight. She can now see into the future. And that was Kevin stabbing the heart of the world. Such a realistic dream. And that person was. The young girl subconsciously clutched at her chest. Like a small animal that had been stalked by a beast. The terror from her dream still haunted her. Still. Christ. Bro, get over it. It's a dream, dude. What's going on? I remember that I bade Rosalia and Lilia good night after my night training. Then I returned to my bedroom. Bedroom? And the girl paused. She had only... Oh, yeah, true. Like, a lot of people... Like, Teresa went into, like, comatose. And then Bronya disappeared. Something happened to some people. Something happened. The girl paused. She had only realized how foreign the place was. She looked at now. She was in a mysterious cabin devoid of any signs of life. It was empty with no windows, and the room seemed like an overturned metal can. It was quiet and dark in a cramped space. In front of the girl, there was a lone door that led to the unknown. Oh. Dr. Tesla, is this a prank? But this place feels so different than Salt Lake Base. The other me, do you happen know what happened? Oh. I thought it was Sol. Wait, where's Sol and Veliona, dude? Why are you calling her Seely, dude? I thought it was Sol and Veliona. What the hell? Is that a bit of a weird inconsistency, dude? Sol? Where's Veliona? What the hell? Veliona, where's Sol? The other me. Nobody responded. Only boundless silence surrounded her. Please be reasonable and come out. I don't even know what happened. The same silence was the only response she got. An inexplicable fear crept up the girl's heart. Unlike how confused she was when she had just woken, the emptiness within her made her tremble uncontrollably. The conscience that shared the same body with her, her past contradictions, her irreplaceable other self, the young girl could not imagine. If everything... Oh, is that you? Surely Veliona doesn't actually die, right? That would be kind of tragic. She doesn't get, like, offed because of Kevin's plan, because that would be the greatest loss, to be quite frank with you. Losing Veliona would be a great loss. And nobody replied. The young girl's heartbeats echoed in the empty room as if that strange feeling just now was simply her imagination. But she knew that was her. Oh. Oh, you knew. Your heart was beating and you were like, I'm alive. You can't speak to me like you usually do right now, can you? I think it's a bit loud for my liking. Of course, there was no reply, but the heartbeat from deep within her consciousness calmed like a wordless comfort. Veliona is a fan nickname. Veliona is in the game. It's not a fan-made thing, it is in the game. The girl imagined how a certain someone would have responded at this moment and gave a melancholic smile. I'm alright too, I'm sorry for worrying you. It's okay as long as you're still around, we'll be able to overcome all the remaining obstacles. The girl composed herself and walked towards the only door. She opened it. Before she did anything, the door silently slid open, revealing a quiet and dark corridor. Oh, not an Elysian realm. Oh, the Elysian realm, dude, fuck off. The door isn't locked, which means the person who brought me here doesn't intend to lock me inside. But, Celia took a deep breath as she looked at the shadowy corridor that had no end in sight. What should I do? Should I follow this passage? There was a momentary silence this time. There was no one to give her suggestions by her side. She had to make her own decision. There's no use stalling. Whatever happens, I'll face it head on. Don't worry, Celia, I can protect myself. Alright. Celia can protect herself. Reused asset? Classic, dude. I hate them. I hate reused assets. This place is... the Atra Sanctuary! Uh-huh. Maybe they know something? Yes, I think that child must know everything. And this man that looks exactly like Kirito must also know something. Terminal level 100%? 100? Where are we right now, sir? Sacred heaven, you must be full of fortune and devotion. You've passed the test of Project Stigma. Doesn't sound like Kirito. I'll be honest with you, that doesn't sound like Kirito. I'm gonna have to hit you with it doesn't sound like him. Child? Don't come near me, I don't have anything to do with it, strangers. Celia, you're scaring the child. Walk away. Absolute idiot. Can we interact with anything? Can we do anything here? Can we steal anything? Can I steal some resources? Get a head start? Can I get a head start on the resources, please? And yes, a schoolgirl, the classic person to get abducted. Do I know? No, I don't know. Okay, no one knows anything. That's a wrap, boys. End of chapter. What should I do? They look more lost than I am. Should I keep asking or should I... Oh, Sora. Yes, because when Raiden Mei went unconscious because of hair or something, that's when we also know that Raven was sending the children to some place. They were going somewhere, and I guess this is there. Pretty lady in white, great, you're finally awake. You are? After meeting Celia's eyes, the unfamiliar girl suddenly seemed a little embarrassed. I'm Sora, you can call me Sora-chan. Oh, too familiar. Sora-chan, did you meet me before I woke up? Do you know where we are? This is New Atra, our camping grounds. Camping? An unexpected answer. Evidently, everything before her was nothing like the camp that Celia was familiar with. This child! That's what my teacher told us before we came here. She said that this was... Oh, sorry, pardon me. This was an interesting place that would soothe our homesickness, and we'll be able to go home after spending 40 days at this camp. Did your teacher take you here? If so, where is she now? I know where she is. She's like that, always disappearing without a word, but I also know that she does everything with our best interests in mind. So that's probably why she lied to us. We're not here to camp, are we? We can't wander around or stray too far from the camp. We can't talk to anyone who looks dangerous. We must call Uncle Grey Serpent if we're in trouble. Uncle Grey Serpent. Hey, what's up, Herschel? Welcome to the stream, man. Sora finally recovered from the injury. Oh yeah, it's true, she did. She doesn't have the broken arm anymore, or what was it? But she's still got a head bandage, unless that's a pin, but I'm pretty sure that's a bandage. Although I've never been to camp, I don't think this is what a real camp is like. Nobody would be upset if they're just a visitor, at the very least. Because we're on the moon! Isn't this something that only happens in fairy tales? On the moon! Seely, your confusion is justified. I knew it, we knew it, but you didn't. Although I've never left this building, I'm sure that we're on the moon because you can see Earth in the sky. Seely immediately froze at those words. She couldn't hear anything that Sora-chan said after that. Only the word moon was engraved in her mind. How can this be? But looking at this child's expression, it's no joke. What exactly happened whilst I was asleep? Seely. I'm sorry, I was just too shocked. Do you know how we came to the moon? Hearing that, the girl lost the light in her eyes. Our teacher is really hiding something from us, right? Sorry, that's just a... Yeah, Sora, your weird assassin teacher that happens to disappear at the crucial moments of your life just so happens to be lying. Ah, interesting, Sora. After all, even our mode of travel was strange. Just by walking through an illusionary door, we came to a completely foreign place in the blink of an eye. This method is identical to the Eye of the Deep. And what should I do? From the looks of it, she's barely more familiar with this place than I am. Looking at the girl's disappointed face, Seely felt bad. Anyone would feel anxious if they suddenly appeared in a completely foreign place. I guess her teacher was merely telling a white lie. Don't worry, your teacher is right. This is certainly a unique trip to the moon. Do you really think so? Of course, it's all part of destiny. Even if I'm wrong, you should believe in your teacher. Who's gonna tell her, eh? You're right, she's the best person in the world. She wouldn't lie to me without a reason. Two big sisters just now said the same thing, but I was still doubtful then. Since Miss Seely says so too, then it must be true. Two big sisters? One with blonde hair and one with black. They were also wearing magical clothes. I think they're called battle suits. Oh, Li Sushang and Durandal. Did they tell you their names, or where are they from, or anything else? Their names are... Sora-chan began to wear a troubled expression. I'm sorry, without Mark II by my side, I can't remember their names. I can only remember that they call themselves Valkyries because the word sounded special. Well, don't worry, Sora, it's my fault. I shouldn't have pressed you. But what's Mark II? It sounds really important. Mark II is a robot that teacher gave me. My memory isn't too good, so Mark II remembers things for me. Without it, I'll forget things that happened in the past really quickly. Like now, I can't do anything. Yeah, so she's still technically injured. Technically a bit of a brain damage, they might call that. A bit more in common slang, brain damage. True, if she didn't heal her arm after a long period of time, it would be kind of rough. It would be interesting if she still had bandages. Imagine having a Valkyrie using bandages to attack a mummy Sora. I guess, kind of interesting, I guess, just visually. It looks like this is a very important item. She's already lost her memories. If I go investigate the Valkyries right away, she'd definitely feel stumped. I saw something like an announcement board just now. Maybe it's a setup by the people who wandered here to help solve each other's problems. If I write Sora-chan's problem on it, maybe someone would help her find Mark II. Write a commission on the announcement board to help Sora, or for Sora to help looking for her missing Mark II. Dailies? Ah. Different tasks can be posted on the announcement board. Complete them for rewards. The announcement board can be refreshed. Let's accept this thing. There's also a limit to the number of tasks you can save, after which you can't accept any more. Okay. Advanced tasks. Enhance. Okay. Dailies. Oh, brother. Which one gives the most rewards? 770, 150. Alright, difficulty 2. Tell Sora about your plans and part ways with her. Where is she? Sora-chan! This way someone will take up her request soon. Until then, you can wait here patiently. Thanks, Miss Seely. I'm supposed to look for your robot with you, but I have urgent matters to attend to, so I might not be able to focus on finding it for you. Urgent matters? Are you also going to explore the outside? If necessary, yes, but also... The other two Valkyries didn't stay for long and left soon after. They said they were going to find a way home. I wanted to tag along, but teacher said that I should stay here. And I still need to take care of the other children in the roost. Miss Seeley, is it dangerous outside? Are you sure you want to leave? Since the Valkyries that Sora-chan mentioned have already left, then finding them is certainly my utmost priority. It'll be okay. I'm going to look for those two ladies. Maybe I'll be back soon, because you can also consider me a Valkyrie, so I must verify my comrade's whereabouts. You should stay here. It must be inconvenient for you to without Mark too. And you're still waiting for your teacher to return. Is this what teacher meant when they said there are times when we have to abandon fear and become stronger for others? Hope you find them soon. Oh, thanks, Sora. See you soon. Ta-ta, Sora. Alright, cool. Can we interact with anything? Announcement board. Okay, we can't do shit. God, I hate fucking playing the main quest. You just let me go in the world! Let me open the world! And choose the right partner to explore with. Bro, that's the selection of characters we get? Bro, what is... Are we poor? What the fuck? Are we actually poor? Bro, where's my Aponia? I don't care about the goddamn fucking story. Give me Aponia, dude. I want to use my wide-brimmed hat lady. No, what a scam, dude. I'll chuck on the Lee Su Shang ice combo with the quantum, apparently. Oh, that's actually bullshit. I can't use Aponia? That's cap. We might get Bulbasaur in Afro, maybe like Lyle, except Lyle got a broken leg. Bro, Bulbasaur? No. Well, I won't deny the fact that it could happen. But, maybe not. No, probably not. Beyond the ruins were more decayed ruins. The iron grey cliff obscured the remnants of the sky, pulling everything into heavy gloom, not a living soul, not a sound, nothing wilderness from the sight. She believed Sora was telling the truth, only the lifeless sight saddened her. The giant... Oh, is that Earth over there? The giant blue planet reflected a light as clear as water as they gazed upon each other. Why does it look fucked? It was an inanimate and familiar blue, so in fact it struck a feeling akin to a fear in her, especially when it was covered in ominous runes. The moon projects them, unlike Sora, who thought she was really camping. Seeley certainly understood the weight of those words carried. She remembered Dr. Einstein had told her in a previous era humans had gone to the moon and intercepted the final Herrscher there, if this was the site of that battle. Then the organization that sent Sora to camp here could only be the one independent of Anti-Entropy and Schicksal, World Serpent. And this inference could explain why she dreamed of a man that resembled Kevin. What does this all mean? Great question. Before she could think further, an eerie energy fluctuation approached her side. I was expecting enemies. And you received enemies. Oh yeah, we have to... Oh, is every enemy gonna be a quantum enemy? Oh, kill myself. Oh, just absolutely end my life. Every enemy's gonna be quantum? That's just immediately, like, the worst thing you could have told me in the history of ever. If every enemy ends up being quantum, I may have to just stop playing. I think I just may have to do it. I'm not gonna sit here and fight quantum enemies. These monsters are exactly the same as the enemies I met in the Sea of Quanta! Well, they're quantum enemies! But in all other aspects, I am evidently on the moon. If Bronya was here, she'd be able to see the truth behind all these problems. Bronya, where the fuck are you? No, thinking about all this won't help me right now. The two Valkyries that Sora-chan talked about, who are they? Blonde and black hair, mysterious clothing. You don't think... Oh, it's Jill and John. Tap this button while exploring to switch between running and walking. They added a sprint button. Oh, bro, that has to be the best change they've ever added, to be quite frank with you. That has to be the best change they've ever added. A toggle sprint? I'd no longer have to wait an indeterminate amount of time between sprinting. Oh, Mihoyo really pulls through, boys. They really pull through right there. I no longer have to wait a weird amount of time to fucking sprint. Good job, Mihoyo. Absolutely doing God's work. Good job. Best change. Oh my god. This is out of topic, but I just found out there's an app in my country where you can rent a girlfriend like that anime. A whale app. Well, have fun, I guess. I don't know what to say to that, but sounds like a great time. Sounds like a great time. What's this? Repair base portals. Master terminal level 2. Once repair conditions are met. No. I can't do anything. Hello? Oh yeah, I forgot they have these quest markers now. I can just... Hello? Oh.
この怪物たち、もう動かなくなってるの?
Aren't I in the same country? God, Benny streaming, that means I have to go to sleep already? That must mean it's pretty late then. It must mean. But surely sleep isn't that important, right? Sleep schmeep. It's not that important. I've, myself, not slept a lot. That's why we're here. We're making moves. Big money moves. Some weird new enemies. Kind of look like mollusks, I'll be honest with you. Kind of look like mollusks. Someone's battle! There was a battle? Oh, no. No, there couldn't have been. A battle? Who the fuck is that? Oh. That did not sound like either of them. What the fuck? A familiar voice came from above. The girl looked up quickly. No matter how vast the sea may be, the time for reunion isn't upon us. Who was the first person screaming? That did not sound like Lee Sushang at all. Anyway, great art, looks good, great looking characters, good females. Durandal and Miss Lee. I bet you didn't expect to see me at the Moon Palace seconds after I got into the train. No one expected you here to be here at all, Lee Sushang, after you left Colliston, but here you are, buddy. Here you are. Isn't it arrogant of us to talk on high ground? Let's continue after we get down there. We finally met a comrade. You can't blame me for getting a little bit excited. We're coming down. Yada yada. Girls leap. Landed softly next to Sealy. Who's this appealing to? Oh, hello. Hello, Miss Lee. Is that... That's not Durandal's original outfit, is it? Is that Durandal's original? Like, Paladin's Equinox, dark mode? No, is it? That looks new. That looks different. It's still a new app released on August this year, but you know, you need thousands for a single day. Same like the anime. If you're a whale, you can try it. I honestly, dude, I'm not gonna recommend anyone to try that. That's a one-way ticket to getting robbed. Those apps. But this looks like a different Durandal to me. I don't think I've ever seen her in this outfit. Going to be so distant. I'm just a little older than you. How about calling me sister? That's kind of adorable, to be quite frank. Sister Sushang. But it is adorable, so... Now that I think about it, it hasn't been long since I'd awoken. My understanding of this area is kind of like a child. I don't really match the title of a sister. Just call me by my name, like you do with Durandal, or do away with the last name. Sushang is fine, simple and easy. Oh, okay. But how did the two of you come to the moon? I strangely woke up in this place called New Atra. I'm the same. I originally reserved a room for the night, but I suddenly traveled to this mysterious place once I opened the door. It's just like a portal. The Bridge of Sci-Fi. At first, I thought it was some special service of the inn, I mean hotel. If Durandal hadn't found me, I might be making a fool out of myself somewhere. Although I've been in the Sea of Quanta like Sealy, this is still an odd experience. The technology used here is incredibly different from that of Shixel. But at least Rita, who shares the power of the Holy Blade, seems to be safe. It's one of the only good news we have now. I don't think that's all overly amazing news that Rita is safe. I'm not overly proud or confident in that. That's fine. It's night mode without the weird wing. Is it? Okay. I guess I've never, like, taken a close look at Palatinus Equinox's outfit in general, so I guess it does make sense for it to be that way, so, alright, cool. But it does look cool. Because I can't contact Rita or the others on Earth, I can only rely on the Holy Blade fluctuations to determine her safety. And the blade is fluctuating very well. Why does Seely look dead? That's similar to the other me. Anyhow, this is a real nightmare. Speaking of nightmares, I had a dream before I woke up on the moon. Seely told the others about about her dream. Kevin, isn't that the leader of World Serpent? This is definitely no coincidence. I think that's what Seely was. What Seely saw was not a dream or a vision, but a message that had been mistakenly transferred into her subconsciousness when she was teleported here. This place certainly looks similar to where Kevin was in my dream, which means he's indeed somewhere nearby. If we can find him, does that mean interrogating Kevin personally? I would say that's a little too reckless, but whatever. That plan can't be realized anyway. We've already split up and searched around nearby before we met you, although I've stated the obvious. Sora-chan's teacher and uncle are definitely part of World Serpent. But what a pity, other than some strange looking rocks and useless broken bridge, we haven't found a single scale of the World Serpent. They do know that the World Serpent isn't actually a serpent, right? What? Or is that a metaphor? Are they being metaphorical here? Maybe they mean trace of Kevin? What do you mean here? What are you talking about, Lisa Shang? The road toward the mountain is also blocked by some weird energy. Actually, there is no road. I just actually wanted to ride my sword over, but I couldn't. If you really flew into the vacuum outside, things would have gotten more troublesome. Although with your powers, you'll be fine for a while, but to be unable to speak would still be inconvenient. Oh, someone said on the on an online program, that there's no air on the moon. On the meeting Seely, we haven't gained anything useful at all. Sometimes not gaining is also a form of gain. Durandal, no it's not. Durandal, that's not yes, I didn't get anything, but I did get something. I think that's just the wrong quote, the wrong metaphor, whatever the fuck it is. To me, our environment implies that the World Serpent still has time to spare. They don't care for who is sent to New Atra, and they don't intend to restrict our freedom either. This means that the thing that allows the World Serpent to act this way has extraordinary powers and has been meticulously prepared. In that case, those few testimonies are indeed reliable. What's happening to us is also directly related to Project Stigma. In the Eye of the Deep, Project Stigma was something that the Serpent wanted to realize. I believe Seely knows something about that too. But if that's true, isn't it a little weird? Raksha once told me that Project Stigma left behind those who are Stigma awakened like us and eliminated other normal humans. Even the people we met at the sanctuary were the same. But what about Earth, Durandal? Didn't you say that according to your intuition, at least, Rita seemed normal? I remember that in a certain way she's a normal human, right? Yes. From an objective point of view, perhaps this proves that Project Stigma is greatly different from what we know it to be. After all, it'll be a tall tale if the World Serpent were to create a new secret plan instead. That's reasonable, but what do we do now? Seems like we still have no leads. If we treat the current situation like a criminal investigation, then we'll have some experience to refer to. Criminal investigation, or like the deductions in the detective movies, something like Holmes. You can understand it that way. Then I know detectives don't just check the crime scene once, they do it repeatedly to find traces of evidence that they had missed before. Do we have a plan? Shall we get moving? What about Seely? I'm a little concerned about Sora-chan. While investigating, we should go back and visit her when we have the chance. Alright, cool. We're just investigating, aren't we? Why is Palatinus Equinox wasn't playable in those characters? Why the fuck not? Or maybe... Oh, what? Oh, we actually walk around with them. Oh, maybe that's why. But then Li Sushang is choosable. Oh, that's cool. I always wonder what's the keyhole is for on Seely's current outfit as a secret form keyhole. Oh yeah, it's to unlock her quantum manipulation explosion powers. She literally can blow up a planet. That's what it's for. If you put a key into that and unlock it, she literally turns into Moses, splits the earth and the universe in half. Much like the Red Sea. Oh, shit. Oh! Actually, this is nothing new. I was about to say, like, this is kind of impressive, but this is nothing new. How do you gotta act like the new AI moving around is something... Oh! Just gonna use my, just gonna use this here really quickly. Thank you very much. I'm gonna use that. Bam. Bam. I have PE and I can use her in the stage, but for whatever reason, there is not a trial version. Yeah, okay, that's a bit weird. I would have thought there would have been trial versions of just all the, like, if you own any of, like, the more recent characters, you can just trial any of them. I feel like that makes sense, right? Like, I feel like I should have been able to use Aponia. You know, just for reasons of making my life easier, but whatever. But, like, Kiana's not even in the current story, but she's playable. Well, she's not here, at least. We haven't seen her. She's here, gonna be eventually, but not here right now. Oh, well, on the run. Ah, yeah, it is yeah, it is her outfit, just without a lot of the accessories. When she gets the wing and her spear, or lance rather, she gets bulked up a lot. Oh. Got a lot of cutscenes here. Can't say I'm a fan. Oh, for fuck's sake. Maybe you can discover the true purpose of Project Stigma. I don't think we'll meet an explorer like us here. Nice to meet you. You were also mysteriously transported to the moon. Before she finished, Durandal warily tightened her grip on her weapon. Don't go there, Durandal says. I'm afraid she's part of the reason why we were teleported here. Jackal, Dr. Cleo, Hypatia. I didn't think anyone could have recognized me so quickly after I removed my mask. You even knew my real name. You've made me feel quite important. Valkyrie Bianca Atagina. I could say the same. Skip the small talk. Senior cadre of the world, Serpent. Fair enough. Setting up smoke and mirrors here? What's your business? You're such a core member of the World Serpent. I wouldn't say core. I've retired after all. Valkyries of Fischl, I don't intend to oppose you, so please put away your weapons. Given everything World Serpent's done, this act of camaraderie isn't very convincing. I guess, why are her boobs so large? Jesus Christ. Then what if I surrender? Jackal walked out from the shadows of the boulders and raised both hands in the air in the stereotypical pose for surrender. Truthfully, I don't have the power to fight up close against Fischl Valkyries, especially now that all my research has been left on Earth. It's not very practical for me to take on all three of you alone. But in my opinion, our relationship doesn't have to be so sour. After all, the hunting season is over. Hunter or prey, it's time for them to get back to normal. They really called the only Egyptian in the game Cleo. Might as well call the only Indian Gandhi. I don't think it's that deep, to be quite frank with you, but fair enough. Are you saying that these are also related to Project Stigma? Of course. Didn't anyone tell you? Look at the Earth in the sky. Project Stigma has already been completed. The anomalies on Earth are evidence of real and imaginary spaces aligned together. The gears from 50,000 years ago are finally fitting together, and they will shatter the order that humans had. Next, everyone just has to wait for a new order to descend upon this world. It's right. As the Chosen Ones, we can witness everything clearly. What incredible fortune, isn't it? Chosen Ones? You're referring to those who are Stigma awakened, aren't you? Obviously. New Atra, what do you think of this name that derived from Mu? From Mu. We shall spend a short time confused in this man-made garden, and then we'll be able to return to the world where Honkai doesn't exist. A future full of hope, isn't it? But those who weren't chosen, of course they'll be left where they should be. Hair has done so many unnecessary things. She looked at the purple ray of light that wrapped around the earth. Hair? Strictly speaking, Durandal, you share some things in common with her, but let's talk about things that you all are more concerned with. For normal people who cannot awaken a stigma, Project Stigma doesn't make them suffer. To them, it's just as if they had a dream that can fulfill everything they wish for. In this process, they will become stigmata and enter imaginary space, constructing the base of the new world, contrary to us, right? Become a stigmata? What does that even mean? Literally what it means. They lose their physical body and become the void, transforming into a stepping stone for coexistence between the Earth and Honkai. I don't feel like that solves the problem now, does it? Furthermore, in their everlasting dreams, they will obtain a world without Honkai or death. As for whether that world actually exists, or if they can really think of themselves, or think for themselves, that's not very important for most people, is it? So if everyone that isn't Stigma Awakened, which is a majority of the Earth, becomes a stepping stone for Honkai and humans to coexist, I feel like that just doesn't really solve the problem in the end, now does it? Because Honkai's still there. It's a waste of our time to worry about for those common weaklings. They are like ants that infest Earth. To receive someone's sympathy is already a blessing for them. But how is this possible? How can humans become stigmata? Jackal paused. For the first time, melancholy evidently showed through her usual haughty expression. To be honest, I don't know either. Thanks, Jackal. Damn, the fuck, her tight or stocking is tugging her leg like there's no fucking tomorrow. Holding on for dear fucking Christ. Since I've already explained so much, of course there's no need for me to hide anything else. All of you probably think that I'm Project Stigma's most enthusiastic facilitator, but that's far from reality if you look at the final results. Project Stigma can be realized today only because of the technology that Sire retained from the previous era. This technology created a second life for Serpent to catch dreams. Second life? You mean that to begin with, Hair is... Yes, she was simultaneously a stigma and human since the beginning. This definitely sounds odd, right? Although I claim to be the head researcher for World Serpent, I must admit that compared to 50,000 years ago, the progress I've achieved is like a child who had just learned to stand. Not practical nor original, to the organization my research was perhaps more useful in attracting your attention for you to belittle the World Serpent. I feel like that just kind of diminishes like half of the chapters in the game. I feel like that just kind of shits on like whatever happened in Arc City, telling us kind of that whatever Jackal was doing there had no importance. I feel like that's not that great of a thing to admit. But hey, whatever, Mihoyo's writing, am I right? After the shift, I can no longer follow Sire to advance the project. Instead, I immediately appeared in New Atra's base. Maybe to Sire, I've long outlived my usefulness, it's time for me to retire here officially. Advance the project. Where exactly is Kevin now? Get rid of Honkai? Just to kill it, eh? Naturally, in an unreachable and unavailable space. As for where that is, how can we ever dream of knowing what goes on in Sire's mind? Oh, you. I forget it, Otto was right, this person won't ever change. I like hearing that. On the account that I was actually... Well, was that once an ally to Shixel, I've already told you everything I know. As for whether you believe it or not, what do you want to do after? To an organization that exists in name only, it's not really important. Exists in name only? Are you saying that Kevin doesn't need you all anymore? I feel like you all are still up to something though. We cannot ever dream of knowing what goes on in Sire's mind. Let's put it this way. In this long river of history, it's not Sire who needs us, but us who need him. It's always been this way. Therefore, this conversation between us is the last present I'll give to the World Serpent before it completely vanishes. As the strongest humans of this era, can you all falter the completed Project Stigma? Can you all falter the... I really want to know the answer to this question. It'll be a review of our lifelong thesis. Are we tools for testing the stability of your project? Young lady? Don't think so... Young lady, don't think so badly of others. Without my hints, you'll all be recklessly searching for Sire, like animals who have lost their vestibular system. even though all of you cannot change the current situation. Perhaps we really cannot defeat Kevin at his full power, but that's only because there's three of us for now. To eliminate Honkai is no excuse to annihilate humankind. Before we unveil the entire truth, we will definitely treat that sire of yours as our enemy. So that's how you are, Durandal. No wonder Otto held you in such high regard. Anyway, now isn't the time for us to fight to the death over our differences in perspectives. Jackal laughed lightheartedly. She shrugged and showed that she was ready to leave. After all, before Sai's absolute power, opinions will remain as opinions. But let me take this opportunity to tell you a rumor. Oh god, she's gonna still talk. A long time ago, before Sai was born, a grey serpent told me something strange. We are not serpents, we are merely moths born in the wrong era, bound to perish in the flames we flit to. Now that I think about it, those words have a deeper meaning. What do you think? 99% of Honkai gone in Afo is sealed, not gone. Yeah, it's on the moon. What they're actually doing for Honkai, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've actually talked to Darway many times, right? So what's actually going to happen is this. So all the important people are being sent to the moon, and all the peasants and all the absolutely useless scoundrels are being held on Earth. Then Kevin is going to actually essentially do a mass suck, pull all of Honkai onto the Earth, and then he'll do an instant transmission teleportation of all Honkai from the Earth to the moon, and then he'll use his remaining life force to create an unbreakable barrier around the moon. But in that mixture there, Kiana somehow didn't get teleported off the moon, and she's now stuck on the moon with all Honkai. There you go. So that's actually what's going to happen. That's actually the whole thing. So Kevin is actually Goku, as well as every other main character from every other shonen anime. And that's how the rest of the game will go. Spoilers. Sorry. She turned around and walked down the mountain. After taking 2 steps, she deliberately raised her hand and traced a circle behind her. Oh. Well, okay, straight into combat, eh? Inherent to this place. She probably just wanted to use this as her exit at the right time. Ah, yes. My favorite character. Posture of the human ego. No dialogue. No one's talking anymore. Big brain. Thank you. Kevin's gonna piss on the moon. Well, he's gonna piss on the moon after he puts all of the Honkai on the moon. That's definitely true. Maybe what's in Afo is actually on the moon. Have we ever think of that? Have we ever thought of that? Maybe we do a bit of a switcherooski. Hey, how's about that one? We all start living on the moon, and whatever happens on the moon, we actually consider Earth and the Earth moon. Have we ever thought about a switcherooski? This is wretched. I didn't imagine that Kevin would dismiss World Snake's agents. Is he that confident about Project Stigma? Since leaving the Sanctuary, our exploration has been unimpeded. This reflects the consistency of his attitude. If Jackal is telling the truth, then the World Serpent or Kevin has been waiting for someone to undermine Project Stigma. Then what is their real purpose? Good question, but it's too early to think about it. Let's continue inspecting the ground beneath our feet. As the saying goes, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You know, they do actually say that. They do actually say that. A journey of a mile starts with the beginning. Oh? Nice. Chest. Hello? Oh no. Kiana being like Foss, if you watched Land of Lustrous. I haven't, no. But I'll take your word for that Kiana is in fact Foss, or however it's said. I'm gonna take your word for it as essentially the truth. And I'm gonna assume that you aren't lying to me. Because that would be not cool. I would not like that. Do we get anything for actually opening chests? Is there any achievements? We're just getting XP, terminal XP. Okay, so we still have to level something up by opening chests. I guess we can walk around a bit. See any chest of runeskis? Any invisi boys? Oh, a door? Bruh, who puts a door and then makes it not openable? Cringe and bullshit. Oh. Unlocks after. Oh, bruh. Unlocks after what? Oh, hello? Hello? Oh, there was enemies. That makes sense. That makes sense now. Oh, one of them's a monitor. So I'm assuming, okay, there's gonna be, what kind of enemy is this? Is this a quantum enemy? No, it has no quantum collapse things. Remnant Palace. Is this imaginary? No. But none of my characters have a, I would have a down button, right? What enemy type is this? Bro, what the hell? No type, I guess. The anime connects with the similar plot as well as taking everyone to the moon and eliminating this and that. It's quite a deep story. Uh-huh. I'll take your word. Well, you know what? You had me at moon. You said moon and I was immediately convinced that they were essentially the same game. Any chesters, dude? Jesus Christ. Any... No... Oh, there it is. I'm blind as fuck. You can deja vu around the map if you choose small Bronya. Oh, yeah. You can just use a bike, you mean? Not deja vu around. You can just use a... I get... Bro, they use a car in the anime. They use a car in Initial D. What are you talking... Deja vu around? What are you talking about, dude? We're finally here! This is the useless broken bridge we talked about. It has the silhouette of a bridge, but its structure is empty. And even if you throw a stone over it like this, she picked up a stone off the ground and for the bridge, the stone followed a regular trajectory, but disappeared at the peak of its trajectory. Durandal found out about this during exploration. If I had relied on my confidence with the sword and charged over, the consequences would be unimaginable. It's all thanks to genius. Oh, the device. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that device thing. I was about to say, she's just calling herself a genius? That's a bit presumptuous. If not for this device that can detect distortions in space, I wouldn't be able to notice it either. As she spoke, the Valkyrie fished out Genius, a device that she had strong bonds with. At the moment, she had yet to realize how this unintentional act would bring her an unexpected discovery. Wait, this reading? What's up? Is there a new discovery? Seemingly so. Hold on. From where she was standing, the Valkyrie walked a few steps towards the broken bridge. There, she analyzed the Genius reading. So it is true! Seely, come closer to me. Like this. But a bit closer. Jump into my arms, Seely. Perfect. Wait, what are you two doing in broad daylight? That's right. Sumeru! Sumeru. The space was reconstructed before the girls' eyes. When they had regained their senses, a towering sacred fig tree had already appeared in front of them. We're in Sumeru, boys. Nice. This is... Wow, Durandal, is this your mind lake? It's developed to such an extent. Oh, welcome, Divine Durandal. Hello. Strictly speaking, it doesn't belong to me. Because of that, I have to get close to the broken bridge and Seely at the same time to bring everyone here. Why me? This is a special bubble universe named Sumeru. It's an observation center created in the previous era for the second divine key. Though I can bring anyone in freely on Earth, the surrounding space on the moon doesn't allow me to do so. Simply put, the space on the moon has been artificially overstabilized. I've only succeeded because the abnormal space near the bridge combined with waves that Seely produces temporarily increase the instability of a small area of space. These satisfy the conditions to open Sumeru. But in the end, I'm not a researcher. I can only guess why there are such waves, or maybe it's related to how Seely had been to the Sea of Ponta for a long time. So in short, you treated her as an antenna. That's a good, okay. That's a good analysis. It reminds me of my experience making a crystal radio as a child. Durandal, that wasn't you, right? Of course, my apologies. I overheard a bit of your conversation. Schrödinger? Schrödinger? Oh, fair enough. I am Erwin Rainer Schrödinger, a traveler from the Sea of Quanta. I was Bianca and Rita's adventure comrade, and a bad influence on Einstein and the rest even before that. Sea of Quanta. Just like you, Celia, I've once lost the unitarity as a real existence, but for me, I've never fully recovered in that aspect. Then you know what happened on Earth? Someone from World Serpent said that they really implemented Project Sigma, and the space on Earth is reorganizing. If you can carry out an observation from within the Sea of Quanta, perhaps... Is it the same Project Sigma that Rita told me? Not exactly. Due to an unknown mechanism, those who are Stigma awakened are constantly moving or being moved to the moon base we are at now, New Atra. Furthermore, are they just recapping? According to World Serpent Cadre Jackal, I don't even know if that's the right way to say that, the normal people on Earth seem to be put in deep imaginary space under the guise of dream, and will transform into stigmata. If Jackal isn't misleading us, this proves that Project Stigma's actualization has changed a lot. That would explain the anomalies on Earth. No. I mean, is everyone alright? Don't worry, for now the anomalies aren't enough to completely seal the mobility of the Schicksal Valkyries. But from another perspective, this is truly an unprecedented danger. Unprecedented. Imagine a radar operator who works in the world's most desolate airport. If one day the screen before him was suddenly covered with light spots, how would he feel? Depends on what the light spots mean. Perhaps the end of the world is near. Lee Su-shang coming in clutch with the easy guess, easy W. That is in fact true. How did Lee Su-shang come to this conclusion? Durandal? Whatever, bro, I thought you were the smart one, you fucking idiot. Lee Su-shang just comes in with the absolute correct answer, and nobody's gonna bat an eyelid. I used to think the same, but soon that concern would be partially relieved. Nah, it's true. The world's fucked. If we think of the current situation as a galactic scale renormalization, then we can even surveil the signals of multiple fixed points in real time. Especially fixed points of the larger scales. Their characteristic values are similar to the signal frequencies of the past Schicksal or anti-entropy base, so while this is only circumstantial evidence, at least the Schicksal's floating island and anti-entropy's Salt Lake base are not greatly affected by the anomalies of the world. If this isn't a coincidence, then this must be our friend's fruit of hard labor. That also means, for now, from your observation data, shocking changes may certainly have occurred, certainly on Earth, but at least the Schicksal and anti-entropy headquarters are still functioning. Exactly. That's good, but observation from the Sea of Quanta, what's that about? Before I answer that question, you are indeed Liu Su-shang, another S-rank Valkyrie from the Schicksal, right? I like how it's the Schicksal. The Schicksal. It's not even from Schicksal. The Schicksal. The sus person is always a genius if they know how they're gonna win among us. If not how they're gonna win among us. I don't know, dude. Fucking genius schmeenus. That's a saying that I've always said. Genus Schmeenus. So you recognize me. I've heard some information about you. Damn, I didn't know that. Didn't I disable that? Fair enough. I heard some information about you from Rita, but regarding that question just now, I should begin with the concept of the Sea of Quanta. I can understand it, right? I feel like this could be skipped. I'm gonna be honest with you, we're just teaching another character in the game what the Sea of Quanta is. I feel like this can be very easily skipped. You can do like, you know, Schrödinger explained what the Sea of Quanta is to Lee Su-shang and then go to another screen. I don't really fucking care to learn about it again, but oh well. As you know, the Sea of Quanta is not a real sea. It does not belong on a particular planet, nor is it made of liquid substances like water. To make it easy to understand, you can liken it to a fountain similar to the imaginary tree, a medium that can carry all sorts of parallel universes. If you like, think of it as a bathtub filled with bubbles. When someone enters the tub, some of the bubbles will reflect the image of that person. True. And because these bubbles reflect an image that exists in the real world, we can call them bubble universes. The size of each bubble universe varies. The bigger the bubble universe, the closer it is to the real universe, and is also less susceptible to external changes. On the contrary, those miniature bubble universes can be seen as mirrors in the real world. In fact, I'm using them as a means to communicate with all of you right now. Oh, very difficult. You have the option. I could skip it, but that's not the point that would make. Me skipping it would make it seem like that's acceptable for them to just have a massive recap, right? They should go to their own extent and know that people, if they've paid attention to the story up to this point, know what the Sea of Contra is, and the devs themselves should be like, okay, they should know this, we're gonna skip this, right? It's not up to me to skip it for them. They as writers should know what's expected of their player base. The player base should not accommodate for the devs' lack of fucking anything. We've all played a hand Shadows as children. We've all played hand Shadows. Never. If you use your imagination to believe that those shadows on the wall also have a certain degree of independent movement, that's similar to how bubble universes exist. The smaller the bubble universe, the more control the hand has over the shadow. Vice versa, the shadow has more autonomy and can be unaffected by external influences. It's just, to create a shadow, you'll need a light source. The bubble universes on Earth and on the Moon are probably not directly related. This is actually the reason why we couldn't reach Sumeru and Dr. Schrodinger couldn't contact us. Furthermore, since the space between Earth and the Moon has been disrupted by Project Stigma, our connection with the Sea of Contra has become more unstable. As expected, without prior experience, I couldn't grasp it no matter how you explain it. But I'm afraid our biggest question is still how to return to Earth. Since you mentioned the shadows, or rather the universes, I believe they'll be a unique help in some way. In theory, yes. Since we could establish this connection, then as long as there's a channel that's robust enough, Sumeru can move you all back to Earth. But we're on the Moon. The bubble universes that it controls are arguably unrelated to those on Earth. But if we don't rely on bubble universes in the Sea of Contra, Bianca, you should know well. We would lose our way soon and run around aimlessly in the surrounding space of the Moon. So, Dr. Schrodinger, now that the problem is that the Sea of Contra can only provide you with a route to contact us using electrical signals, right? But that's not necessarily bad news. There's a few signal sources with traces of human activity on the Moon. One of the signals is too unstable, so I can't ascertain its source. The others look similar to your Sumeru. Bubble universes belong to the Moon, they're similarly associated to human activity. If you all can find a way back to Earth using the Sea of Contra, it doesn't have to begin in Sumeru. So in the end, what are we going to do? After all, it's useless for us to dally around on the Moon. Dilly-dally on the Moon? What? This chapter is just talking? That's fine. No, it's fine to have a chapter that's just talking, but you can skip the recap. Simply, we'll test you all one by one through proof of exhaustion. Specifically, firstly, Bianca played the role of a signal recorder. I'll send the coordinates of some smaller signal sources to Sumeru later. Can't I join the exploration directly? You're the only one among you three who can operate Sumeru, so it's more advantageous to station you in the rear. If we really encounter a tough enemy, you can join them. Then please leave the exploration to me. Besides Durandal, I should be most familiar with the Sea of Contra. That's what I planned for, but for safety's sake, you should bring one of Bianca's genius devices along. If you meet with an emergency or a dead end, you can retreat to Sumeru anytime. I'll land the other genius to Miss Sushang. That'll double our efficiency. I remember the second genius is, I believe in your abilities as an S-rank Valkyrie. Of course, it's something of high sentimental value to me. Take good care of it for Rita and me. Fuck, fair enough. Durandal really replaced Rita real quick. Incompetent I may be, I'll return the jade to you in perfect condition. Past storytellers love saying that, and it finally came in handy today. Let me send the coordinates of the spacious bubbles. Please transfer the coordinates of Earth in your genius to Sumeru. Although we're unable to use them now, they might come in handy in the future. And so, with the help of her two friends, Durandal edited the settings of her genius and opened an unstable channel between Sumeru and the Sea of Contra. All good to go. Sumeru will constantly play light music through your genius. If your signal becomes clearly unstable, please activate your genius and return here at once. Okie dokie. The two walked in opposite directions in the Sea of Quanta. Their genius led them into strange small bubble universes, and the gateway from Sumeru to the outside world closed temporarily. It's just a waiting game, but before that, Schrodinger's bro, everyone keeps shit from everyone in this fucking game, and all these fucking games. Everyone just tell the fucking truth. Just be honest. Have you kept something from them? Impressive. You are much more sensitive than you were when you were 12. According to what you just said, there are two reasons for you to keep me in Sumeru. I can handle it, and we need a guard against powerful enemies. However, judging by their strength, I don't think they'd need my help fighting tough enemies. That being said, even if I don't stand inside Sumeru, you should be able to handle the situation and keep the three of us together, right? Well, I don't know them that well. If certain facts would dampen their morale, then I would not tell them, then I better not tell them now. You didn't have to treat them like strangers, but you go first. They're bad news, right? Who's bad news? Well, it's Rita, Lee Susheng, and what's her face? The other one. What's the other one's name? John? Celia, that's one. Near the moon, nothing particularly different from the Earth. It's just the Sea of Quanta, innit? Oh? Pieces of buildings are scattered about, it's hard to make anything out. Would you really call this a building? It looks just more like Minecraft, but like higher res. The Bible. Oh, not the Bible. A notebook from who knows where. Oh, who left the Bible in the Sea of Quanta, dude? Holy shit. Vending machine, vending unknown contents. Bro, it looks like a packet. No, it looks like just cans of soda. What do you mean unknown? Looks like a Pepsi Max. Okay. Do that. That. Yeah, just a Sea of Quanta and a bunch of cubes. Yeah, it's no buildings or nothing, dude. It's just, yeah, just a bunch of Minecraft cubes. Absolutely disgraceful to call this buildings. The architecture is absolutely horrendous. No structural integrity. The vending machine. I am everywhere, to be quite frank with you. I am literally everywhere. I am one and the same with the world. Celia, report your status. I haven't gathered any useful information, but haven't encountered any real danger either. Susheng is pretty much the same. According to the intel from Sumeru, you can get to the next mini-bubble universe from where you are now. I'll remotely configure the augmentation of Genius Signal to open up a portal for you. Give me a second. Oh. Okay. Here we go. Oh. Fair enough. Dr. May and, fucking... How'd it go? Dr. May and who's, she was at the end of that fucking thing. She's gonna play an important role, I don't know her fucking name. If the analysis results of the radionuclide weren't affected by the other unknown factors, then these ruins were constructed 200,000 years ago. What a frightful conclusion. Are you afraid? Of course, but at the same time, I think it's very interesting too. Interesting. It's a mysterious, unknown phenomenon. And the heavier the fate, the more worthwhile our revolt against it becomes, right? Oh, it's gone. I've spotted your energy fluctuations. What's going on? I just saw a ghost images of the bubble universe. Celia told Rhonda what she had seen. Lisa Sang said she saw 3 scientist-looking people in the bubble universe. They talked in a language she couldn't understand and then vanished. Can you understand the language used by them? It seems to be so. Are they residents of New Atra? It's a little complicated. It could be... Maybe your powerful sync with the bubble universe is helping you automatically understand the thoughts of those ghosts. Is that really possible?
あなたも私の
If
よ
you
うに
lost your
自身の
unitarity,
ユニ
like
タ
I
リ
did,
性を
then your
失
way
っ
of
たことがあ
obtaining
るの
information
です
from your world might be different from those of
だから
ordinary people.
残影という
The
もの
so-called
は
ghost images are a part of the
も
bubble
とも
universe,
と
different from
世界
outsiders
の
like
泡を
us.
構築する一
All of their
部な
data
ので
has
す
been recorded in the spatial structure
部
of the
外者
bubble
がも
universe.
しあなたに
If you can feel the
世
bubble
界の
universe,
泡を感
there
じる
wouldn't be such
力
a
があ
thing
る
as
なら
language barrier since you can
あな
read
たに
thoughts
とって
directly.
似たような理由から
Likewise, I think
別の
language won't be a
集
problem
団
for
に
some
とって
other
も
groups, but that's
言語は
besides the
その
point.
表とに書く
Since we've got the current
実際の
situation
状況
clear,
が不幸なのです
I'm afraid we already made a wrong decision. You mean letting them split up?
はい
Since Sealy is obviously a better info collector, letting Li Sheng act alone makes little sense. Then we'd better contact her now. The three of them can look at Sheng and propose to cancel the solo exploration. Okay. What does that say? Let Sealy continue. Once I left the bubble universe, everything inside it started another loop and returned to the status side experience. Is that what you mean, Schrondinger? Schrondinger? You want Sealy to assess the records of the bubble universe again.
そうなのです
How about I work with Sumeru to check all the mini bubble universes that may contain data, and Sealy follows up to determine the parts containing important data. I thought exactly, working to our individual strength can help us explore with better efficiency. Decided the area where I saw people, could you please lay Sealy there? What do you think? Yes, yes. Let's continue. Let's set the coordinates for the next bubble universe. Sealy will enter, it should be like this and that and done. New portal appeared in front of Sealy. Up front is the bubble universe, discovered by Sushang. Let's check it out.
行ってきます
Okay, cool. That's Prometheus. Okay. I remember the name somewhat. Not too vividly. Prometheus. Pretty generic name, to be quite frank with you. Oh, piss off.
私と共に戻り逃がさないわよ捕まえた焦らないで
Fucking quantum turds. That's what these fucking things are. Quantum turds.
当たれ心をさやなし
Hopefully.
剣を培
I accidentally installed Google Translate in her head. She installed a bit more than Google Translate. I think I would classify that as she knows every language and can read minds. It's a fucking incredible thing. She can just read the mind and understand immediately. Fucking Sealy. Sealy's overpowered. Actually, one of the strongest characters in all of Honky Donkey. Oh, Vil V. Hello, Vilith V.
そういえば
By the way, how's the Sanctuary project going?
はどうなってるの工事の設計
The construction plan has passed the internal review organized by Mebius.
今ある唯一の
Yeah, the only problem is funds. The audit department doesn't approve it as well. But I think we should only work with the existing deep mines to cut most of the budget. After all, every sanctuary is over 20 kilometers deep. But you don't plan to compromise, do you? Of course. Considering the worst case scenarios, it's best for our sanctuary to be unrelated to real buildings if we want to maximize the chance of survival against finality.
つまり
So you came to the moon because you thought of a way to convince them, am I right? Oh, you really know me, Dr. May.
その通り
Indeed,
今回は
I'm going to take a few core samples and see if they still have the nerve to call our previous measurements a systematic error.
ついでに彼らに
You can also tell them that according to my plan, the sanctuaries are a prerequisite for Project Ember. Project Ember finally has a plan?
本当はできてい
It doesn't, and it doesn't need one.
だけど
But that won't prevent us from preparing more for possible future generations.
そうすることで
Even if it may Honkai difficult to suppress again.
一部の角度から考え
From certain perspectives, facing Honkai earlier has its merits,
何があったと
because they won't be able to activate Hersh's in advance. Of course, as long as our other plan can be realized in that situation.
そうでしょ
Don't you agree? Number 17.
私ですか
Oh. Number 17. Bro, it's not even Prometheus. I was lied to, dude. It's number 17. That's clearly not Prometheus. What are you talking about, dude? It's clearly not. Clearly an absolutely, completely different entity than Prometheus. Sealy was told that she had been seen to the ones in Sumeru. That was a bit hard to read. Well, it seems to me that this could only have happened in the previous era. After all, it mentioned the sanctuary from the era, based on which Anti-Entropy's Yellowstone base was built. The Salt Lake base also followed the sanctuary's design. In other words, people from this era are unlikely to leave the conversation that Sealy described. So it means that the ruins of New Atra also... The moths. That's the name! Someone mentioned it before! But now that a lot of data about the mods can be found in the bubble universe dominated by the moon, it suggests that... No, it was a wild guess. People in the previous era might have foreseen that We the Stigma Awaken would be on the moon right now, and everything including Project Stigma is a part of an unknown vision of theirs. Either way, what we've got to do remains the same. Let's do our best to reach the Earth and locate our friends. In this case, we should continue to explore the bubble universes near the moon. What we're doing may fail eventually, but it's still worth it, right? We already have obtained some useful information, though it's too fragmented to show the whole picture. Uh-oh. Speaking of the devil, the talking shadows appeared again. I'm sending the latest coordinates to you. The coordinates described by Genius are getting more and more complicated. Is this normal? It's worth noting that the fractal dimensions corresponding to these mini-bubble universes aren't stable. Some external factors may have altered them. Could it be Project Stigma? I doubt it. Anyway, we don't have enough information to make a judgment. We are counting on you now. Okay. Number 17 is a model series. There are a lot of Prometheus, or number series. Nah. There's only one Prometheus and one number 17. Only these two exist. Oh, isn't this where we fight something? It seems more fragmented than the other bubble universes. Almost like a space that has collapsed beyond salvation. Seely looks like she's got genuine depression. We've arrived on the moon. Moon number 17. We've landed on the moon. According to our plan, we will challenge the Hersher of finality here. But truthfully speaking, I don't think we have a chance of victory. Yeah, I think so too. Everyone thinks so. We have something that must be done. Oh, Partafellas, hello. Nice. Oh my god, Seely's Partafellas. Oh, why didn't we see it? That's why she ran through her. Seely is Partafellas. Ah. True and real. Pardo has always been so optimistic. Maybe. Did you know that she is now taking on a suicide mission? Suicide mission? Yes, at the moment of activating the Hersher finality, she has to rely on pure luck to open the door. It's the door that allows you to successfully invade. But can we send the Hersher finality to hibernation before taking her on? Our attacks can at least do this, right? Yeah, but once the Hersher finality is halted, we'll also lose the chance to open the door. Therefore, the door must be opened by someone. And the one opening the door has to sustain Honkai energy radiation at close range that's even lethal to a mantis. Yep, you just saw it. That being said, Partafellas never flinched. I don't think it's because she doesn't fear death. Just like everyone else, she shoulders the fate that cannot be shared by anyone else. But you are not supposed to have such fates. Yep, I thought so. Just like the film Alicia shot for all of us. The martial artist Fuhua, the fishing and napping fan Fellas, the healer Sue, the overworking Sakura, the shut-in me, the programmer Kevin, the dessert-making butler Kalpus. True. That's the other one. That's that thing. The Professor Mobius, the high schooler Cosma, the little painter Griseo, the golden courtyard Lisa Eden, the night shift nurse Aponia. And then there's the freelancer known as Miss Pink Elf Alicia. We're supposed to be destined for an ordinary life, don't you think? But as Kevin said, this world is beyond saving. Despite that, we must become heroes. Pretty cringe line, to be quite frank with you, but alright. After all, even the weak and helpless want a purpose in life, right? I will do everything I can to not let your purpose go to waste. And that's how Prometheus / number 17 became the Hersher of finality, killed herself, and thus disappeared into a void of nothingness. Thank you, but what I really wish for is that you take it to be your own purpose. Oh, that's tough to say. Alright. Well, it's good to see Vilvi again, I'll be honest with you. Good to see her. Can we get an ETA on Aponia appearance? Can I get an ETA on that? Like now? Can I get an Aponia? right there in the face.
ここの信号は少し不
The
安定
signal is
だから
unstable. You
もう
may have to
少し
wait a
待
bit.
つことになるかも
Oh, I don't. Is that? I can't, bro. I can't. Who are these fucking voices?
緊張しないで
Oh, a completely new character.
敵意はないよ
This
たまた
character.
ま空間信号が不安定な状況になったから
Alright,
どうして
fair
も
enough.
現れ
Alright,
るだけなの
welcome, Aichan. No need to be alarmed, Sealy. I mean you no harm. This just happens to be how I look when the space signal is extremely unstable. But who are... This just so happens to be how I look when the space signal is unstable. So when it's stable, what do you look? What do you look like when it's stable then? Are you Aichan, Aichan when it's stable? What are you when it's stable? I just decided realized there's a new interface, so I decided to put myself there. There's that sound. Hershravada, thank you so much. Honestly, because of the new thing, let me see if it's actually there. Okay. Hershravada, oh, hold up. Give me a moment. Because this is a momentous occasion, guys, I'm so sorry. I know A1, as you just said, Neko has appeared. But for the point of having this work and appear correctly, let me just pop over and do a few things here. Just to make sure this works correctly. So I can have names be shown. Absolutely rootin' tootin' correctly. Alright, there we go. I feel like it will appear, I believe now. There it is. No, there it is. Don't worry. Don't worry, boys. It'll appear. The chat has disappeared now on the screen, though. That's an absolute tragedy. An emote doesn't appear. Oh, fuck. Everything's going to shit. Ah, shit. Everything's fucking going now. Ah, fuck. Ah, shit. What? No, cancel. Whoops. Oh, no. I've had to refresh it. Oh, piece of fucking garbage. Oh, penis. Anyway, Hersha, thank you so much. Yeah, the new layout. There's a few more things that I need to add and make look a lot better, but this is like a layout. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate that, man. No need to be alarmed. This is what she looks like, unstable. You aren't from this bubble universe, are you? Does she look like a hologram, Sealy? Does she look like a hologram? She's very attractive, though. Of course not.
だってこの世界の泡はこんなに小さくてボロボロでしょここに残ったあらゆるものは外の人になんて反応しないよ
Trying to figure out this voice actor here. Trying to figure out if I know this voice actor. I might have to ponder the voice. Of course not. In a bubble universe so weak and broken, any residues will no longer be able to react with the outside. They are all images and nothing more. But just now you mean us no harm. Does that mean you're here to help us? Well, I'd like to say yes. There's not much I can do at this time, unfortunately. The knowledge I have gained at this point is not what you seek, but... How to put it? At least I can appear in unprotected zones and chat with you in the dark when the spatial signal is unstable. With that said, please don't ask for my name. Personal secrets are best left unknown. Tell me your name right now. Tell me your name right fucking now. Okay, can I ask you something else? Why do you know my name? I saw you when looking at my future in the Sea of Quanta. Her voice actor is Yui Hori. I probably butchered that. Best known as the main girl from Golden Time. Really? Damn. Alright. I'm gonna have to hear this again. You're right. You're right. You are right. I think so. Yeah, I can see it. Talking about time is tricky. I'm a being living among time crystals, how I perceive the past and the future is very different from you. If that's so, to you, the future is just as part of the past. Well, not exactly. Like space crystals, time crystals aren't exactly symmetrical. Even for me, the future is woven out of the past and chance. and information like names doesn't typically change without a reason. That's how I knew what to call you, Seely Volare. Then you really are from the future in a sense. Sure, you could say that. And the reason for this is clear. Project Stigma Balls. And I'm sure you know by now, Project Stigma warped the space on Earth, sending you to the moon. From an engineering perspective, such a massive transformation of space left holes, resulting in the time crystals that allowed me to be born. This would be impossible in a world ruled by Cocoon, but Project Stigma has thrown your world off its axis temporarily. The logic is the same as the Herstra finality annihilating the world. It's just that those behind it think they are saving the world. When you say they, you mean World Serpent. Oh, one of the popular characters that she voiced from the top of my character. Yeah. Golden Time's great. So what I'm getting from this is that Ai-chan knows things, right? Or rather, sorry, A1. Oh, thank you so much. Herstra Viada again. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Let me get through this point here. The logic is the same as the finality of Hershing. It's just that those behind it think they are saving the world. So she knows. I has just said to us that Kevin isn't actually saving the world, right? She's not. Because they think they are saving the world. They think. Right? You can ignore this one. I feel like they're gonna, her name from A1 to I don't know. I think her name is not meant to be A1. That's a very weird name. You can know this one is just, wonder what the tipper is. I believe the latest tipper is actually using the Stream Elements tipper link in the description. It's a thing that's just there, just for the sake of getting a lot of pop-ups done. Don't feel inclined to use it, but if you do, it is what it is. But I believe that's what it is. It's a Stream Elements specific thing because I've switched from Stream Labs to Stream Elements. That's why there's a massive change in a lot of things here. That's pretty much it. But that's what the tipper is. Latest subscriber is just subscriber to the channel, and member is just becoming a new member. And A1 is from the manga. She appears in the manga, but I just think it's going to be changed to I because A1 just sounds shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just sounds like a shit name, right? It would literally be like having the Prometheus character in the game be called Number 17. It's like, it's just kind of a shit name to say on a day-to-day basis when you want to just play the character, right? I think it should be changed to I or A, however the fuck you want to say it. I-chan, you know, whatever. I just think it would be nice. And if Prometheus ever becomes a character, I'd much prefer the name to be Prometheus. I think it's a cooler and much more uniform name. Who else have the gall? And aren't you the one to stop them and put an end to finality? That makes sense, but to be honest, we're taking this one step at a time. Don't worry too much about that. After all, true progress comes from acting and assessing simultaneously. They say the best victories are born of meticulous planning, but things are always changing. How much you can plan depends on the situation. With that said, since I can appear to you here, I should be able to help you with one thing. You're looking for bubble universes that might be of use to you through the Sea of Quanta, right? Yes, you could say that. As a time crystal being, I can help you reverse this process of decoherence and help you find the bubble universe you're looking for. And we could use those coordinates to get back to Earth? No, I don't think so. That space will still be tethered to the moon, a zone that's been annihilated by finality more than once. Perhaps instead of searching for a way to Earth, you could find someone familiar. The moment before the transmission vanished, a special string of data was interjected into Seely's genius. It was indeed a very special bubble universe. It was completely shut off from the outside, harboring its secrets within. Just like a cage trapping a fairy tale princess. Kiana. 早く起きてください, Kiana. 私はどこにいるの? Bronya is waking Kiana up. Oh, May's out of the picture. Let's go. Mei is no longer the knight in shining armor. Now it's Bronya Onei-chan, dude. It's Bronya Onei-chan. Shining clad armor, dude. New bazooka, new car. Bronya Onei-chan. Let's... Easy W.